Welcome back, dear viewers, and now we are joined over the phone by Nile TV's correspondent from the National Elections Authority, Ahmed Nader. He is going to tell us more about the press conference he will tell us more about the press conference by the National Elections Authority on results of rerun of second phase of parliamentary elections 2025 for individual seats. Yes, Ahmed.
Yes, Shireen, am I coming through to you?
So, Ahmed, what are the main points covered in the press conference? What does it say about the coming stage in parliamentary elections?
Yes, a lot of points were covered during the press conference held by Judge or Councillor Hazem Badawi, the head of the National Election Authority, that took place and ended just about a couple of minutes ago. As you mentioned, that was a press conference by Councillor Hazem Badawi. It was about the results of the second phase of the parliamentary elections in Northern Governorates as well as in North Sinai and South Sinai. And Councillor Hazem Badawi, or Judge Hazem Badawi, he started the press conference with saying that there was great representation, enormous participation by the Egyptians and even within the Egyptian expatriates to change the negative aspects that we have seen in previous rounds of the parliamentary elections over the past few weeks. However, there were some polling stations had the results annulled, and more specifically in Bilbis, the governorate of Al-Sharqiyya, and in Mansoura and Mid Ghamr in the governorate of Daqahliya. Mansoura and Mid Ghamr polling stations and polling centers, they had the results annulled by the National Election Authority, and they relate to the governorate of Daqahliya. However, the results of the governorates, they were not affected by those annulments. However, we have seen Councillor Hazem Badawi stating the winners and announcing the winners in 55 or maybe 50 or more constituencies in 13 different governorates, including the capital Cairo. Cairo, we have seen it announced the results in different places in different neighborhoods like الزاوية الحمراء, حدائق القبة, مطرية, المرج, الخليفة, البساتين and Halwan. So this is the main governorate, the capital of Egypt. So we have the results announced by Councillor Hazem Badawi. Other main governorates such as Al-Qalyubiyya, Al-Daqahliya, which had a lot, Al-Daqahliya had a lot of winners today announced in different places, in different neighborhoods like Al-Mansoura First, Mansoura Center, Bil'as, Talha, Dikirnis, Minyat al-Nasr, Al-Manzala, Mid Ghamr, Aga and Simbilawain. So Al-Daqahliya had a lot of neighborhoods, and the results were announced today by Councillor Hazem Badawi. Al-Munufiyya as well, Al-Gharbiyya, Kafr al-Sheikh, Al-Sharqiyya had a lot of places with the results announced today by Councillor Hazem Badawi, such as Zazi, Bilbis, 10th of Ramadan, Abu Kbir, Diyar Benigm, Faous, Abu Hamad and Al-Hasaniyya. Major governorates with a lot of representation at the upcoming House of Representatives and the second phase of the parliamentary elections. Shireen, Damietta had one place where the results were announced. Port Said, the same in Bor Fouad, Ismailiyya, Suez, and more specifically in North Sinai and South Sinai. North Sinai had one neighborhood or one station, which is Al-Hassana, had the results announced, and in South Sinai, At-Tor had the winner announced today by Councillor Hazem Badawi. And of course, at the end or in conclusion of this press conference by Councillor Hazem Badawi, the head of the National Election Authority, he stated the importance of the social media, or the negative effects and the participation of the participants or the voters or the people who cast their ballots, and even the candidates participating on social media in terms of announcing the results even before the results were announced today by the National Election Authority. And he stated that this was one negative aspect. However, he clarified that even the results, they were announced in some places on social media. The National Election Authority is the only place, is the only institution who had the right to be counting the votes, who had the right to be casting or to be counting the votes cast by the participants, by the voters in different phases, and they add the votes of the Egyptian expatriates. A lot of people forget that the Egyptian expatriates, they are voting in the parliamentary elections, and more specifically, as we did see today, the repeat or the rerun of the second phase of the parliamentary elections in 13 governorates, including big governorates geographically and even in terms of the people participating in the elections, such as Cairo, Al-Sharqiyya, Al-Mansoura, big governorates with a big representation. And he stated that the results announced on social media, they did not affect negatively the process for today by the National Election Authority to be coming out and stating and saying the winners or mentioning the winners in each and every governorate, as we did see today. And finally, he encouraged the Egyptians within Egypt and outside of Egypt to be participating in two remaining rounds over the upcoming couple of weeks, and that the will of the Egyptians was by the National Elections Authority. Shireen.
Yes, Ahmed, Nader, Nile TV's correspondent from the National Elections Authority. Thank you, Ahmed, for being with us. And the viewers, stay tuned for our special coverage for the runoff round of House of Representatives elections for 19 constituencies in 7 first phase governorates, as it continues on Thursday for Egyptians abroad. Stay tuned for our special coverage. Thank you for watching.